info on the game that's been recently released that wouldn't make sense. There isn't much to speculate at this point, so I'll just be discussing what's been added and questions I have on it, thoughts. I'll go a little bit into Rin because obviously we still have stuff to speculate about her. Recently a new trailer came out for the new weekly Famitsu, is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. The weekly Famitsu issue, there was more information released on every character and their role in the story. We got more on Rin, because before we also had a weekly Famitsu and they had a section and it was on Rin, but it was very basic. It was something under the lines of, adds a new perspective on the nightmares, different personality from Catherine with a K and Catherine with a C, but overall not like neutral, but more, she was like described as being kind, lacking social etiquette, and innocent. I don't know. They also describe her here like simple-minded, which is kind of not the best thing to say about someone. So, but anyway, there was also an event in Japan. I saw, because I follow like a Japanese Twitter account that's gives updates on it, and I want the new Japanese, what was it? The pre-order set that they have. It's so gorgeous. The box art, it's like it's different from the original Catherine box art. Like it's very nice, and they have like the I believe it's 4 CD soundtrack and just some other stuff. I really want that. If that's announced for North and like the West, I'm buying that most definitely. But in Japan, they had it where people could come and play it. I'm sure it's not everything. I don't know how it works, but I saw, you can find it on YouTube, Catherine Full Body. You'll see people playing it, so I got a little bit of info there, so I'll be referencing that. This isn't spoilers, because I don't feel a need to say that, because it's just what they've been teasing us with, but... So, where should I start? Okay, so I'm just going to talk about like the Rin theories before. So prior to all this new stuff coming out, the main theories on Rin is Rin an angel, and does Rin have a penis? So I kind of buy into the angel theory. There's also a theory, since like I said before, the original weekly Famitsu that came out and described her personality as very like underwhelming. People were like, this is so boring. This can't be really what they're gonna release. Like maybe they're toying with us. Maybe she's gonna actually be like psychotic. So that's another one. But unless they're really going out of their way not to spoil it, she looks very tame. Like I think it's true. She is, like they say, like in the previews, you see that. Okay, I'm drinking water. I think out of any of them, okay, does she has a penis? Rin, at the bottom, they talk about this one article, and if you go to that article, it's on like Persona Central. It says, Hashino states that Catherine Full Body is a complete version of the concept from the previous game, which can be delivered because the sense of values has been diverse since 7 years ago. The existence of Rin, the new character, is someone who makes it possible for others to find new values represented in the game. That is very, very much suggesting more like LGBT, like going into that kind of maybe sexuality. Not that Rin May, like, probably identifies as a girl. Oh, also, I'm going to reference this, so I'm just going to say it. It's been said that she's suffering from amnesia. So I'll get into that, but she's suffering from amnesia. So we think, for all we know, she doesn't. I mean, she has to know she's a dude. Okay, what I'm saying is I don't know what she identifies as. I'm just going to call her she. But some people just have, not that it isn't straight to like a woman, a trans woman, but some people may find it kind of, it's still straight, but some people find it kind of questioning their sexuality a little bit there. But I think they're just trying to go into the trans thing is what I'm trying to say, because they had Erica, and that's her thing, but it wasn't ever, it was barely touched upon, and people were angry about how it was touched upon. So maybe this is like, they felt like they couldn't go into that as much as they wanted to, and now they're doing it. So I very much believe that. So she very well could be, and I'm gonna include a screenshot, but I was watching someone played the game, I don't know if they were Japanese YouTubers or if they were just some random girl or random people playing it, but it's this one, I have like too many tabs open. This one screenshot, and the context of the scene where this is the first, does Rin have a penis, like, came from. It was Rin on the floor of what we believe is Vincent's apartment, but now it's revealed that she has her own apartment. She's on the floor, and she gets up, and her towel falls down, and her crotch is in his face, and his mouth, like, falls right open. And looking at that scene, Rin is like, in the first game, they didn't show Catherine, like, not much nudity was seen, but you could see Rin getting up, and there is, like, she could just be flat, but she is completely flat, and there's also no nipple drawn, which that could just be, like, censoring, but I'll include a screenshot, but you could see right there, like, there's no, it's kind of more masculine shape, so I think that might be true. I don't have a problem with it as long as they carry it out well. I think that's very interesting. We have all these different routes, and then we have that, and if they add a nice touch on it and do as what they say they're gonna do, find new values represented in the game, and they represent them well, then that's fine. The angel theory, I noticed this in the E3 trailer, but I believe this theory existed before that. When she is running and falls on Vincent's face, of course, you could see in the back of her dress there's like mini angel wings. So that's definitely something. That's definitely hinting at something. And what else do we have? Oh, I'm just gonna quote a post I saw on Game FAQs when researching this. It was by Flare Knights. I'm sorry, Flare Knights, if this makes you uncomfortable, but I'm gonna read your post. So, also, I don't know if they're gonna mention it here, but I'm just gonna say it. I see a lot that since Catherine turns out to be a succubus and a demon, it would make sense that they would put an angel. Like, even though Catherine with a K is the good root, it would make sense that they would add an angel because they have a succubus. Like, it's not that crazy. So Flare Knight says, Flare Knights, the angel option seems possible. It would make sense with more demonic forces pulling the stunt that counter force would be applied. On that mindset, maybe Rin would be a supportive element that would be trying to help you survive and overcome the situation. Maybe they even put a different spin on it in that Vincent actually challenges Rin's loyalties. That would make a third side to this, stay loyal, given to temptation, and make someone given to temptation. So I thought that was pretty interesting. People have some really good, I keep hearing noises outside. People keep having really good theories, and I keep reading good stuff. I almost forgot this one theory. Okay, I mentioned this in my Catherine video. So when I heard Catherine Full Body Remake, what is it? There's remake and then there's remaster. Is that? I don't know. So we have like Persona 4 the Golden and Persona 4. Persona 4 the Golden changed a lot, but it keeps the general story. And there's differences between if you're gonna remake a game and remaster. Is that the other word? I don't know what I'm thinking of, but I figured they were just gonna expand upon. This is a lot more expanded upon than I thought. Oh, here it is. I wanted visual novel and side characters to be focused on, but that's okay. so the visual novel, it just expands a lot on the side characters and their perspective and how they deal with it as well, just like a little bit. So we have like, we see Catherine and Catherine's different forms to different people. And I thought Johnny's thing was good, that Johnny, not good, but interesting, that he actually had a thing with Catherine with a K. And you have Steve, which is more developed in the visual novel, and they have Steve's version of Catherine, and I'll also put a picture of this up here. Rin looks a lot like Steve's form of Catherine, which it can't be Catherine with a K. C. This is gonna be confusing because I'm gonna keep saying Catherine. It can't be Catherine with a C to me, but I kind of want it to be, because they have to be together at some point. Like, how is it that Vincent can see her in two different forms, and what if, like, they're probably going to be in the same place together at one point? I don't know. But, yeah, I was hoping they would expand upon that, but instead they retroactively added a new character, which is, it's fine. If they do it well, I'll be okay. But something else I wanted to talk about was more about Rin's story. So we get that Vincent is actually the one who helps out Rin. When we see Rin fall on his face, that is the first time they ever met, and I guess she has amnesia. Another character added retroactively that has amnesia by Atlas. But anyway, I'm trying to see if I could find it. Okay, here's a quote from the Wikia. They seem to first meet when she accidentally bumps into him on the street while apparently fleeing from someone. Afterwards, Vincent helps Rin find an apartment right beside his. He also helps her get a pianist job at the Stray Sheep. I find this a little bit weird, because throughout Catherine, Vincent isn't necessarily a good guy, and you know that. You could make him out to be a good guy, but he still cheats with Catherine with the C, so he's not a pure guy. He's not pure, but like what typically would be like a hero of the game would be. So he's kind of the anti-hero, which is what I really liked about the game. More of an anti-hero. He's kind of he doesn't really want to be the protagonist. He's like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. Like, this is too much. He never sticks up for himself. So I thought he was, like, we see more, I guess, that he's a good person. Not that I thought he was a bad person, but he kind of seems like the person who would just go with the flow. Like, meet a girl like that and just be like, oh, okay, well, good luck, but not help, but just kind of not do anything. So that's interesting. And we also get a lot more flashbacks of Vincent, mainly of Catherine and Vincent, Catherine with a K. And may I just say, I gave no attention to Catherine with a K. Like, I saw her, I just wasn't interested. I appreciate her attitude and her she seems like she doesn't let people walk over her. Like, once Vincent is pulling stuff, she's like, bye. Like, I appreciate that, and I understand why people like her, but personally, I find her kind of naggy, and Catherine with the C is hotter. That's it. That's all there is to it. I don't know. Like, I never was interested with Catherine. I was never interested in Catherine with a K. But now that they added more, like, flashbacks, and we get that one scene of Catherine with a K in high school as like in a cheerleader outfit. I saw someone posted on Instagram, and it was like, young Catherine kind of got my attention, and I have to agree, she looks very cute. And we also get, in the original Catherine, you only got photos of Catherine with a K at the very end of the game, when I think you've already broken up, and it's like the phone message, it's like, oh, sorry, there's been an error on our part, or something happened. Here are like photos that I don't know if you've lost or something like that. Sorry, my throat tickles. And then you get, the more endings you get, the kind of more risque pictures of Catherine with a K you get. But it seems in the new game that they have it like Catherine with the C, where she sends you like kind of daily throughout the game, which I think will boost her, because that's what I liked about Catherine with the C, that I got to see pics of her. I thought that was a really cool addition to the game. But there's this one picture, and she's dressed, and I guess in her old cheerleader uniform, and looks nice, looks really nice. I took a note, and I'm like, I'm digging this. It's not fair you didn't get pics of her throughout the first one. Because, yeah, I think I would have liked her more. Dang it. So that's interesting that we get a development with that. Oh my god, I'm at 16 minutes already. I'm so sorry, this is gonna be a freaking long video. I think seeing them develop, I think we're gonna see a lot more about Vincent, so that kind of ties into maybe him being a better person than we thought. Okay, the fact that Rin is a pianist fits Stray Sheep so well, because we have so many piano songs in Stray Sheep, and I just think it fits the bar. I don't think her being a pianist doesn't fit the bar. Like, it fits very well, and she also has her own theme, and I don't know if I'll include it in I'll probably include it as background music, but I'll link it. It's a very nice theme. I really like it. And I also noticed that the colors just look more brighter than in the original game, which I like. Unless you complain that messes with the theme. I don't know. It looks good though. Oh, the menu. Atlas is known for their really good menus, but they have, I'll also insert a picture of the piano menu at the beginning. It's really nice. Or I don't know if it's just the options menu or something. Oh, you could change Catherine with the C's voice act, like the Japanese version, obviously. You could change, I think there's 12 different options for the Catherine with the C, which is insane. It kind of makes me want to play it with Japanese audio. That's crazy. We probably won't get that. I feel like it'd be weird to have it in English. I don't know. 12 different English voice actors I'd like to hear from Catherine. Like, I don't know that many. Okay, so also I saw mention that there's going to be a new route. I don't know if this is true or not, but maybe it's just the wording, because I look at a lot of translated stuff and you can't trust the exact wording. Oh, I also had this. More than 20 animated cutscenes have been added. I'll get into that in a second, but I'm getting so distracted. Okay, so new route. So before we had, like many SMT games, law, neutral, chaos. Law obviously is Catherine with a K. Chaos is Catherine with a C. And you get that theme at the questions at the very end of the game. You know, at the landing, you answer the questions like, would you like a life full of chaos or a stable, whatever life? And we have neutral. Vincent chooses no one. So what the heck is the next one gonna be? What is are they gonna count Rin as neutral now? I have no idea what they're gonna add on that. But, oh, I saw new endings for Catherine with a K and Catherine with a C. So, and I saw an image and it was like Catherine with a K, like alone. So I wonder if we'll get more on, like, if you don't choose one of them, you'll get like a scene where they're off on their own, like perfectly fine being single. Maybe that's it. That'd be nice. I'd like that. I want to see like Catherine with a K, like doing good at whatever she works at. She doesn't work at a clothing store. She has to work higher up. I think she works for like designing or something like that. So I'd like to see her be fine without Vincent, especially if we're gonna get all this development. I think people will get attached more to the female characters. I also noticed more, like there was an image of all the sheep walking into the nightmare, and they all have a lot more like pajama. I keep saying like a lot more pajama accessories on them, so that's kind of a stupid comment, but I thought I'd add that. There's a new, so one of the major complaints of Catherine was that the difficulty levels were very unbalanced, and that easy was still, either it was easy, it was still really hard. I think that like easy was really hard and normal was, I forget the exact complaints, but I played it on easy because so many people I knew had played it on easy, so I was like, I'm not playing it on normal. I'll probably play it on normal the next time I play it, but the puzzles, they're not that bad. It just takes several tries, and usually I just sit down. If I don't get it immediately, I go restart it all. I like get up, take a break, restart it all, and then it's fine. So I didn't find that too frustrating. I mean, I did. Ask my friends, I did, but it wasn't to the extent where I'm like, oh my god, like this is horrible. You need to balance it better or whatever. So they had a safety though on the original. I think you had to toggle with the menu to unlock it actually, but they added a safety so you could just go all story pretty much. You get like no end games, like it's really easy, the safety mode. Okay, so here's another thing about the Rin theories, Rin having a penis. So Erica obviously is a woman, is a trans woman. But it is said, they say it in the game that she is also like she's been having nightmares, and I don't know if it was a visual novel or I just read it off of like the Wikia or something a while ago, that it was because like the reason they're in the nightmares is because they're keeping the population from growing and not letting people have kids. So Vincent wasn't getting married, so he wasn't having kids, and just like the single males or like males who aren't getting married to their partners. So that happened to Erica. It's only right to assume that that would happen to Rin, right? Okay, so I mentioned a lot earlier, more than 20 animated cutscenes have been added, so the game takes place over a week time span. So I wonder if it will be either just the days will be longer and there'll be a lot of events in there, or they're just going to expand the week. I think what's going to happen is that depending on who you spend more time with, you'll get those events, so you have to do like multiple replays to watch all the scenes. I think that, because that's, if they added a lot more, I think that's probably what's gonna happen. Oh, they added a lot more stages. And obviously they added like new blocks and stuff, and it looks very smooth, the gameplay. Not that it wasn't smooth before, but like also like just the graphics itself, it just looks really good. The puzzle sections have more variety than in the original game. There are 4 difficulty levels. There's also it says a new arrange mode which revisits the game with a new system has been added. And that's the one with the piano menu I was talking about. Okay, the Persona 5 DLC, I want that so bad. I want that so bad with the Phantom Thief commentary. Oh, Rin looks a lot, like considerably younger than all the others. For a game that's supposed to focus on more mature characters, mature issues, Rin kind of seems out of place just because how young she looks, which kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable since Vince is supposed to be mid-30s, but if it's legal, I guess who cares, but I find it weird that Rin is so young compared to all the others. Also, I think people were complaining about how boring they thought Rin was, and not that I ever liked her a lot, but I think people are gonna like Rin if she's supposed to be just really sweet, and I don't see why people wouldn't like her if she was sweet. She'll probably have like a giant fan base watch. Oh, the chainsaw scene. So we have in the original the scene where Catherine with the K and Catherine with the C fight over a knife, and Catherine with the C ends up getting stabbed before you realize it was all a dream. But in the new one, it seems it's a chainsaw scene, which is badass. I love that. This is a dumb comment, but I saw on the thing, on like the Famitsu translation, and it's a picture of Catherine with the C with a cupcake, and it's like a self-proclaimed cooking expert. She brings the homely appeal with her homemade cupcakes. She didn't bake in the first game, so that's why I thought that was interesting. She just stated that she liked sweets, but that was it. I think, okay, so I said Rin looked younger. Catherine with the C, I think is supposed to be like 23, and she kind of acts kind of young, and I think that's, it's kind of like a con to her character, so I wonder if she's going to act more mature now that we have Rin, who's looks a lot younger and probably will act younger. I don't know. Let's see if there's anything else. I think that might be it. Here's the thing I was referring to her Rin's personality. Rin has a different personality than Catherine and Catherine McBride. Rin has a gentle and obedient personality and lacks social etiquette. So that's what was in the first Famitsu, which I admit it does sound boring, but she is shown to be somewhat clumsy, which often gets her into embarrassing situations. It is also implied Rin likes music, given their ability to play piano. Rin appears to have lost important memories from the past, only remembering their name. I was gonna say one more thing. So also, when people saw the new scene, I was just looking at the anatomy, but it does make sense why Vincent would have like such a big mouth gap, just like having someone's crotch in your face, but still, like, I kind of am leaning towards the Rin has a penis theory. I gotta admit. I think that's it. I think I covered all of it. Yeah, I'm very excited though for this game. So the pre-order set I was talking about. A Soejima illustrated slip box art, a 4-disc CD soundtrack, an art book, and a special DLC set, and it cost 13,980 yen, which is what, like, I'm gonna check right now. Wouldn't that be like $139 US, a little bit under? I'm gonna see if I'm right. I don't think I am. Yen to USD. 124. So I was under 139, so kind of. Yeah, I would buy that. 129? Fine. I'll buy it. I'll even delay buying Smash because I don't have that much money. I don't have any money, but if I scrap money for a Catherine DLC, I mean, pre-order thing, I'm definitely not gonna have enough money to buy Smash when it comes out. I'll have to wait. Sadly. Yeah, that's it. I saved a lot of good pictures to insert here though. So definitely go check out all the previews and check out there's tons of new information that just came out. Also, on the official like website, they finally dubbed her Catherine just to be funny, which I think is really funny. They dubbed her Catherine, which is funny. I think I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just like adding a little bit more stuff in to clear myself up. On day 6, Vincent arrives home to find Rin lying on the floor of her apartment. He checks to see if she's okay. Rin does not realize her towel is unwrapped and she stands up naked, shocking Vincent. Which, okay, sounds like, but she looks so young, guys. She looks really young, especially in the little preview art on the website. I don't to see that explored though, if they did that right, because okay, Rin looks really young, but I think if we bring all this trans LGBTQ stuff into the game and handle it well, that will like reinforce that mature themes that, you know, Persona and the other games don't have as much. So cool. Hope you liked this video. Sorry, I apologize too much. Said a lot, or I don't know, coughed. So, sorry this video is also 34 minutes, but what are you gonna do? So, thank you for watching.
I don't give a shit.